who would be doing a better job as president? Guess who comes out on top? Within the margin of error, but comes out on top. This looks a lot like the election result, right? Trump 45%, 2 points ahead of Harris at 43%. 12% say they'd be doing about the same. But this is the key nugget here. It's not just about regretting that vote. It's literally saying who would be doing the better job right now. And Trump continues to score a higher percentage of the vote than Kamala Harris. This looks a heck of a lot like the election result. We have just seen this in poll after poll after poll.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump again, yes or no?
Yes, I would. Now, in the future, I am not a diehard Democrat or diehard Republican. If there were a Democratic candidate who was more aligned for me, then I would vote Democrat.
If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this thing.
He said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Why do we keep going on CNN? Why do we keep going on CNN? Oh boy, we back on CNN. I don't know why we keep going back on CNN. I don't know why. The fake news media. Ooh. Kaitlan Collins, clueless on her own show, smug activist hack. CNN, I think if you replace this lady and a couple others, you might have a chance. You might have a chance of making a full recovery, of gaining the trust back in the people. And I just heard a lot of patriots say, oh no, Rick, that might be the worst take you've ever said. Yeah, there's no hope for CNN. They ought to shut CNN down. The fake news media, the enemy of the people. CNN hates our country. I hear y'all, man. Don't worry. I hear y'all, family. I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. Had an amazing week. We got MAGA Doug Burgum. Oh, man. And you know how this is finna go with this lady on CNN. Let's go and get into it, man. Remember at one point we thought we thought this fella was finna be Trump's VP. Him, Marco Rubio. Let's get into this, man. We on CNN with this smug hack activist right here. Let's not waste any more time, man. Let's see what's going on.
Is expected to peel back some of the tariffs on automakers. So essentially they're not paying tariffs on top of other tariffs if it's on steel and aluminum imports. Certainly a relief to those automakers. But I wonder, those people obviously have a direct line to the West Wing. So does Tim Cook of Apple. What do you say to small business owners who look at that and say, the big companies are getting a break, but we, because we're small businesses, are not?
Well, I don't know that that's that's an assumption that I can't, a hypothetical I can't agree with, because I know that, again, if a small retailer is buying goods and selling goods that is made in the United States, tariffs aren't part of their life. There are no tariffs on products made in the United States. If you're a large retailer and you're getting a lot of your products made in China, yeah, you're going to have to deal with a different cost structure.
But some small businesses get parts of products that they make from overseas and whatnot, and so the tariffs are affecting them. We've seen this with people who make strollers or bicycles, for example.
Well, I think every American now, during COVID, they had their first understanding that supply chains matter and what countries they come from. And now, as we have this discussion about, and people starting to realize how unfair the trade balance has been, that they're starting to understand that maybe it would be a good thing that if we were actually making things in America, and that's a positive thing, positive things for everybody, including small business on Main Street.
Well, as a former businessman, I wonder, do you get calls from old friends and acquaintances asking for help with the president?
Well, absolutely. I think that we, as someone who's been involved in business my whole life, we're hearing from a lot of different sectors. And of course, every sector depends on energy. President Trump has wisely kept energy out of all of these tariff discussions because he knows that both for us to be able to sell energy to our friends and allies, stop our adversaries from funding those wars against us, whether it's Russia funding their war against Ukraine or whether it's Iran funding 24 terror groups, all of them doing that. Because the Biden administration was like, we're going to shut down U.S. energy. We're going to buy our energy from our adversaries. That was a policy that is, any country that does not have their own energy security has no national security. President Trump is putting us back on a path where part of the core affordability of any industry is we've got to have low-cost energy in this country. And one way you do that is increase supply. And whether it's minerals, whether...
Look at her. Look. In one ear, out the other. Look. This is why I say we be wasting time. Yeah. And look at the headline. Trump's tariffs are bad policy. Majority of Americans say Trump's tariffs are bad policy. Look at the headline. I'm telling you, we be wasting time on CNN. They ought to shut it down. They ought to lose their license. Now I know in the previous videos and what they've been, how Trump and the administration have treated this lady in the briefing room inside the White House. And I see a lot of y'all saying it's high class entertainment. I love how Trump has been treating CNN and this lady here in the White House. When she asks a question, he skips to another reporter before her. Hey, ma'am, we didn't ask you to speak yet. Shut your mouth. Why can't you tell the truth? Y'all see the videos, man. But then you go back to how she treated Trump a couple years ago and how she was very nasty with him on live television. Wouldn't even let Trump speak. Treated him very disrespectful. But like I tell y'all, treat people how you want to be treated. People are saying it's revenge. Trump is getting revenge on CNN. Trump is getting revenge on this reporter. This so-called journalist. No, this activist. But treat people how you want to be treated. So I'm loving the way Trump and this administration has been treating CNN and this lady. Because the enemy of the people. They can't tell the truth. Fake news, bias, fear-mongering, lies, hatred, these false headlines. Look at this headline right here at the bottom. Look. Majority of Americans say Trump tariffs are bad policy. And then CNN just went viral for asking average day Americans about Trump's tariffs. Should we play the clip? And they even asked Black Americans, would you vote for Trump again? They said yes. How do you feel about the tariffs? I think they're pretty amazing. It's about time. It's America first. The man is doing exactly what he campaigned on. Everything he's doing right now, he campaigned on this. Anyway, let's finish out. Enough of me talking. I know I'm sorry. They say, Rick, sir, please wait to the end. Rick, sir, please do not talk. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, family. They say, Rick, sir, you don't have to be sorry. I like when you talk, sir. The other people can leave and unsubscribe. I'll be reading the comments, man. I'll be like, oh, here they go again. I can't even say a word.
That is increased supply, and whether it's minerals, whether it's electricity, whether it's liquid fuels, we're on the path right now. And what has been accomplished in the first 100 days, permitting, taking 2-year permitting, bringing it down to 1 month, bringing back baseload electricity in this country.
Yeah, we did see oil production at an all-time high under President Biden. He didn't tout it that often, but Secretary Burgum...
Well, he did because of the permitting that happened under President Trump. I mean, all-time record oil production under Biden was because of Trump. It was in spite of Biden. I was running a state that was a natural resources state, and we were fighting the federal government. Federal government wasn't even holding the legally required lease sales during the Biden administration. First president since Harry Truman was Biden that didn't hold those lease sales. So for them to take credit, that was all because...
Well, they didn't take credit because it wasn't very popular with their voters. Secretary Burgum...
Affordable electricity is popular with everyone, and America needs to make sure we don't lose the thing. I mean, take a look what's happening in Europe right now with this 60 million people in a brownout blackout. We came very close to that happening in America because the Biden administration policy so dangerously eroded baseload in favor of having unreliable intermittent sources. And so we're just fortunate that we're not where Europe is right now, and we don't want to go there. Germany spent $500 billion to go chase a green path. And they ended up with electricity that cost 3 times as much, and they're producing 20% less.
No, can we please stop wasting time on CNN? Let me know what y'all think about that, man. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, family.